really to stress on this, and I would like to appreciate what the people of New Zealand has done.
I just gotta get them there.
The people of New Zealand really showed the world what it means to be genuine, what it means to be people of decency. They stood by people when it was time. I want to really congratulate the Prime Minister for her courageous remarks.
And around the world. And they were shattered, those prayers, simply because those people belonged to an Abrahamic faith called Islam. And for those that passed away, us Muslims say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To Allah we belong and to God is our return. But for the rest of us who stand here today, the fathers, the sons, the mothers, the co-workers, the neighbors, the daughters, the New Zealanders, the Americans, the New Yorkers around the world, we still cry out. We cry in mourning, and we cry over the senseless loss of life. But the burden upon us today is a heavy one. We have witnessed way too much, especially in this country. The cries that have resulted from the consequences of an ideology of hatred. To challenge the media, to challenge racism, to challenge Islamophobia, xenophobia, white supremacists. I am hopeful that we can illuminate the very darkest corners of hate. I am hopeful that if we stand together, we can shut down those politicians who spew hate with our votes. I am hopeful that we can shut down the mega corporations who use their platform to spew hate through our advertising dollars. I am hopeful that as citizens, as friends, as neighbors, we can create our own narrative. A truthful narrative, one that recognizes and affirms the dignity of every single human being. We together, you and I.
Not Islamophobic! Thank you. I need this energy throughout the entire rally. Let the world know we're here to speak truth to power. Up next, we have another ally.
Hang in there, one more hour, inshallah, we will be marching to the CNN building by Columbus Circle. Next up, I want to introduce Dr. Muhammad Musa, President of the Tri-State Imams Council. Assalamu alaikum.
Jewish brothers and sisters were shot and murdered inside the synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, behind the red stairs.
In 2015, 3 young brothers and sisters in Chapel Hill, North Carolina were murdered. And what the mainstream media done back then, they never described the killer as white supremacists.
We should not ever be afraid to be Muslim, whether it's in our educational institutions or whether it's in the streets of Times Square. Down with white supremacy, a hate-filled ideology.
Down with white supremacy, a hateful ideology.
Down with white supremacy, a hate-filled ideology.
Down with white supremacy, a hate-filled ideology.
So the next speaker today is the executive.
White and white privilege, and we talk about white skin. Back in the day, it was the purity of the blood. The Catholic Church in 1492 said that in order for us to maintain the purity of the blood of Europe, we have to prosecute, torture, rape and kill and exile the Muslims and the Jews from Europe. And when the Jews were kicked out of Europe, they joined the Muslim world. And until today they live in the Muslim world until the cancer of Israel came. Brothers and sisters, in the same year, something else in New Zealand. Think about it! When these white supremacists see the highest office held in the universe on earth is saying Muslims are terrorists. When they see the same rhetoric being used for hundreds of years, for decades now since the war on terror. What do you expect these white supremacists to do? They're done killing people in Iraq. Now it's time to kill Muslims here.
We understand why Islamophobia are promoted by leaders and enacted by straight structures. Because creating hate and suspicion against our communities is a tool that gets support for imperialist wars and our homelands and around the world. It is a tool that focuses attention on supposed security threats from our Muslim communities and away from the real issues that are threatening the world. And in the end, we are the ones who are actually facing the security threats. This rhetoric and these structures inspire racist, anti-black, and brown and Islamophobic attacks across the U.S. and abroad. Combating Islamophobia and racism must be central to our cause. As Raja said, Islamophobia is...
Down with white supremacy!
Down with white supremacy!
A hate-filled ideology!
A hate-filled ideology!
Down with white supremacy!
Down with white supremacy!
A hate-filled ideology!
A hate-filled ideology!
Say it loud, say it clear!
Say it loud, say it clear!
Muslim bigotry's got to go!
Get a big shot from here and we'll go.
Bigotry's got to go!
Just stay, go, guys, we're going to go from here.
Not cheap!